We'll call this an Easter egg. We're testing audio. Test, test, test. 1, 2, 3. All right, we'll see you in 10 minutes. No, do the scenic shot. All right, we're good. The PSEL playoffs are a week away, and teams with championship aspirations are set to do with major seeding implications on the line. It's the 8-7 Chill taking on the 12-3 Bombers from Palm Springs Stadium. I'm Vince Hesbrick. Thanks for spending your Tuesday afternoon with us. So here are the implications for the contest today. The Bombers have basically clinched the 2 seeds since the Lumberjacks won today. The only way that they can move down is if they lose their last 3 games and the North Stars win their last 3 games. So I'm sure that, obviously that's unlikely to happen, but I'm sure I'd love to make it a moot point and get the win today and focus on the playoffs the last 2 games of the year. On the Chill side, they've got a lot to play for. They are 2 games back right now. The North Stars, the Chill are in the 4 seed, but the North Stars have off today, so win would get them 1 back, and they play the North Stars tomorrow. So surprisingly, they control their own destiny when it comes to getting the 3 seed. And obviously, a big game for them. It seems like Zach Phillips seems to recognize the moment here because he's got his ace on the mound. It's Noah Hargrove out there for the Chill, and he's pitched his last 7 innings completely clean, has right around a 5 ERA on the season in this high-scoring environment. That is a very solid season for him. However, it's not going to be easy against this high-powered Bombers lineup. They have the best offense in the league by a pretty wide margin. And leading things off are the quintessential leadoff hitter, Carter Uppmeyer, also playing at shortstop, but he gets aboard at a terrific clip, a 600 on base percentage, a lot of pop in the bat as well. Playing short at the same time, so he's been one of the stars for the Lumberjack lineup. We're going to see him batting in just a moment. But now a look at the Chill defense. Brock Robb is going to be the catcher today. Brett Kosei at first. Second, Luke McCarty. Third, Connor Freeze. At short is Indio Pavio Picotte. In the outfield will be Matt Radagna, Cameron Washington, and Daniel Baptista in that order. So from Palm Springs Stadium in the Coachella Valley, it's a big-time matchup on our hands. This is especially consequential for the Chill. Like we said, they control their own destiny in getting the 3 seed, but they also have 2 teams that are 1 game back in the win column. And we're all ready to go from Palm Springs Stadium. Noah Hargrove ready to deliver the first pitch. And that low sidearm release. Can't get the bottom of the zone. It's ball 1 on Uppmeyer. Definitely a tough adjustment for these hitters to make. It's amazing just when you're used to such a routine with the kind of pitches you see, the kind of pitchers you see, a guy who can throw low, that is a serious advantage. More sidearm slot there. Strike 1 on the outside. The Bombers, like we said, are likely to have the 2 seed, but they might be the championship favorite right now with how they've played. 1-1 pitch, inside 2-1. This team started the season a respectable 3-3, but they are now in the midst of a 9-game winning streak that's catapulted them to 2nd in the league. Here's the 2-1. Again, well-placed bottom of the zone, strike 2. And the biggest win that the Bombers got over that stretch of time came against the Chill back on the 25th. On this same field, they beat the Chill 12-1. The Chill eyeing up some revenge. Driven through for a base hit. Uppmeyer gets aboard as the leadoff runner. He splits the infield. And now Jace McGowan comes up with a man on. Uppmeyer was hitting over 400 on the season, continues to tick up, and it just does not get much easier with how stacked this lineup is. McGowan hitting .424 on the year, .462 on base percentage. First pitch to him, gets away. Uppmeyer on the move to second. He will reach safely, and Uppmeyer moves to scorer's position on a wild pitch. Team-wide, the Bombers hit .349, but where they get on base is where they thrive the most. .490 on base percentage. That leads the league, goes without saying. And to have a number like that, obviously you got to have some top-line talent, but you got to have a lot of it too. A lot of reliability. That's exactly what the Bombers have. McGowan hitting second, Owen Hill third, Anthony Milo fourth, Miles Jackson fifth, Tyler Webster sixth, Lucas Sales seventh, Luke Gordon eighth, Owen Cavanaugh 9, and Jaden Labit hitting 10th for the Bombers today. After the meeting, here's the 1-0 pitch from Hargrove. In there for a strike. Like we said, Hargrove is in the middle of allowing 2 straight appearances with no runs allowed, but that doesn't mean that some teams weren't able to get some runners aboard. This is looped into left field, caught by Matt Radanya out in left for a big first out. Last outing for Hargrove, 2 innings of work against the Blue Sox. That was a close 8-7 win. Faced 7 batters, allowed 2 hits. Very solid job for him there. But the time before, across 4 innings against the Lumberjacks, did not allow an earned run, but did allow 2. Faced 17 batters. Quick check on Uppmeyer at second. He's got 10 stolen bases on the year, but the big thing for him, he has yet to be caught stealing. And there he is on the move, but he'll have to retreat back to second as this ball is skied foul. We talked about how hot the Bombers are coming in, winning 9 straight. For Chill, it's been a very up and down season. Started the season 2-4, then a 5-game win streak launched them up the rankings, but now they've lost 3 of their last 4 to put them at 8-7 on the season. Half-hearted check at second. You can have as many disengagement as you want in the PSCL, and though it might not be considered sportsmanlike to throw over a multitude of times, when there's so much seeding implications on the line, I'm sure sportsmanship is probably, I don't want to say in the back of their minds, but maybe not on the forefront. Owen Hill down 0-2 in the count. Hitting .367 on the year, .545 on base percentage in 14 games. Skies at foul, we'll do it again, 0-2. And at the start of the season, we saw so many bizarre stat lines just because of how small the sample size is. And now 14 games, I mean, the season has really gone along, and to see these numbers stay as impressive as they are, just it speaks to the talent and depth across this league. Hill down 0-2, 5 strikeouts on the year. Hargrove wanting to make it 6. Slow bouncer over to second. McCarty to first for the second out. Uppmeyer advances to third. He reached on a leadoff base hit, made it to second on a wild pitch, and that G4 gets him 90 feet away from giving the Bombers an early lead. It'll be up to Anthony Milo, and he might be across the entire league a candidate to be the guy you'd want in this spot with that .423 batting average. Uppmeyer got a long jump on his way home. First pitch strike. Obviously unlikely that Carter goes with the talent that's currently in the batter's box, but any sort of wild pitch, and Uppmeyer can definitely make this a 1-0 game. 0-1, floated outside, count even. Now here's the 1-1. Just outside at 66 on the breaking ball. Two-one, that got the outside for a strike. Obviously, Hargrove doesn't have lightning velocity, but he's found a unique way to get his outs, and he's had a great season in the PSCL. 2-2, swing and a foul. Challenged him right down the middle with 69. Fouled away by Milo. Bombers in the middle of a 9-game win streak. They clinched the 2 seed with a win today. Swing and a miss. 77 up and in. Milo goes down swinging for his 11th strikeout of the season. And for Noah Hargrove, a clean first inning of work against the most fearsome lineup in the league. His offense will try and get him some runs in the bottom of one. It's the bottom of one here in Palm Springs Stadium. Vince Hesper, glad you're with us from the scorching Coachella Valley. Really fun matchup on our hands. The Chill are set to see their first at-bats of the day, led by Cameron Washington. Indio Pavio Picot hitting second, Matt Rodania third, Luke McCarty fourth, Everett Babcock hitting fifth, Brett Kosei hitting sixth, Connor Freeze seventh, Devin Baker eighth, Brock Robb, the catcher, hitting ninth, and Adano Baptista in right field is hitting 10th for the Chill today. On the hill for the Bombers, Braden Ayers. He's got a decent fastball, decent curve as well, but his go-to pitch is a changeup that is really tough to hit for these right-handed hitters. Thankfully for Cameron Washington, who's leading things off, he'll be in the left side of the batter's box. Washington on the season hitting .444, a battle of some really great leadoff hitters between Carter Upmeyer and Cameron Washington. So here's the first pitch from Braden Ayers. A strike in there at 77. And the 0-1 can't get the call, close to the outside. And that might be the changeup from Ayers. A lot of break on that pitch. Leo, is that the changeup? No, it's the fastball. I guess with that release, it definitely gets some break to it. So it seems like that will be the gas at 78. Washington ready for the 2-1. 3-1 now. And that there was the changeup, 69 on the outside. Hitters count for Washington, takes for a strike, 78 at the top. Ayers with a 7.71 ERA on the season. Has pitched 14 innings, 16 strikeouts. Make it 18. Washington strikes out looking, one down in the first. Washington will give a little bit of a scouting report to Indio Pavio Picot, hitting second in the lineup today for the Chill. Pavio Picot will play short in the field. And with the bat, he's hitting .240. First pitch grounded slowly up the middle. This is going to be a tough play. Ayers over the top. Oh, what a play. He bobbled it, and almost like an NFL receiver, he caught it out in front of him and made the play on the move. That was athletic. 2 down now for Matt Rodania. I'll give you a quick look at the Bombers' defense here. It's Owen Kavanaugh at third, Carter Uppmeyer at short, Lucas Sale at second, Anthony Milo at first. Jaden Leba is the catcher today. In the outfield, Tyler Webster, Miles Jackson, Jace McGowan are in left, center, and right field. Maybe the best fielder on the team, Noah Hargrove, he's on the hill. That was a heck of a highlight. Because if he's not able to corral that one, that is probably a base hit for Pavio Picard. It almost certainly reaches. First pitch of ball to Matt Rodania. We talked about the power that the Bombers bring. The Chill have a batting strategy that kind of fits their name a little bit more. They still have an .865 OPS. That is third across the entire league. They're only hitting .313. That's definitely respectable, although it is below the Bombers' total. But .446 on base percentage tells me this is a patient team that's going to wait for their pitch. That's exactly what Rodania does. He dumps this one into right field for the first base hit of the game for the Chill. Oh, he's on his way to second, and he is safe. Looked like a clear single for Matt Rodania, but he turned on the Jets. He tested the arm of Miles Jackson out there in center field. And now with 2 outs, a runner in scorer's position for Luke McCarty. Wow, a good throw probably would have got Rodania. Definitely wasn't a bad one, just a little bit to the side of Carter Uppmeyer, the shortstop. Had to reach back, and by the time he could swing that glove around to apply the tag, Rodania was at second safely. Now it's Luke McCarty in the cleanup spot. McCarty, through 10 games, hasn't played as much, hitting .174 on the season. Has decent on-base ability. First pitch, straight down the middle for a strike at 77. McCarty finished up his freshman season at the Masters University. Calls timeout. Trying to break a little bit of a mini skid here. He's 1 for his last 9. Has a walk mixed in there as well. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him with the changeup there, 69 miles an hour. And McCarty caught ahead of it. For anyone wondering, the Masters University in Santa Clara, California. 0-2 pitch, bounces away, runner on the move to third, and Matt Rodania's in there safely with no throw. Second wild pitch we've seen of the day across these two teams. First one from Braden Ayers. So a base hit would, in all likelihood, give the Chill an early lead. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a bouncer. This will be a tough play. Fielding on the backhand, Uppmeyer across, and it gets away. A run will score for the Chill. Back to first goes McCarty. And that should be a base hit for the Chill to give them the lead. Obviously the throw got away, but that was going to be an extremely difficult play by Carter Uppmeyer. It stayed in the ballpark. McCarty likely at first anyways, and he gets an RBI to give his team the lead. And now that wild pitch from Braden Ayers becomes especially consequential. Everett Babcock, first pitch swinging. Oh, 1. Leaned back on it, popped it in the air, out to third. Owen Kavanaugh calls everyone off and finishes the inning. So the Chill bring 5 to the plate. Luke McCarty drives in Matt Rodania, and a team with a lot to play for has some urgency out the gate. They lead 1-0. Bombers back up top at 2. And welcome back to Palm Springs Stadium. The Bombers are in the midst of a 9-game winning streak, but right now they find themselves behind 1-0 here as they see their second at-bats of the day. Miles Jackson hitting fifth. Bombers brought 4 to the plate. Carter Uppmeyer had a leadoff base hit, was left stranded at third. And now Miles Jackson shows bunt. First pitch, gets it down, and this is a beauty. Hargrove fields. He has to defer to the third baseman. That tells you how perfect the bunt was. Jackson aboard as the leadoff runner. Second time today the Bombers have got the leadoff runner aboard. Now the Bombers' name would seem to indicate a lot of power, and there definitely is some pop in the bat, but that .490 on base percentage, that comes through smart baseball, and that's exactly what Miles Jackson just displayed. Ooh, another bunt being shown by Tyler Webster. He pulls back. Connor Freeze playing third for the Chill. He's going to have to make some tough decisions alignment-wise, or at least his skipper will. Manager for the Chill, Zach Phillips. Hargrove steps off. Well, another bunt pulled back, runner on the move, and no throw. Miles Jackson swipes second, runner in scores position for Webster. We'll see if that changes his approach. Ooh, check on first. Bombers steal a lot of bags as a team. Got to think that that's in the back of the head of these pitchers. 1-1 pitch, way inside, almost got him. Fastball up and in. Brushes back Webster. Or is they going to say that hit him? They will. So must have clipped Webster a little bit. Got out of the way to limit the damage and still able to get aboard. So now 2 on, nobody out for Lucas Sale hitting in the 7 spot. Sale a 172 hitter for the season. First pitch upstairs. We might see Sale later in this game as a pitcher where he's been terrific. Over 7 innings, just 3 runs allowed, good for a 2.57 ERA. Might see him out of the pen. But now trying to do some damage with the bat. There's 4 RBIs on the year. A hit would probably get him up to 5. Fouled back 1-1. One-two now, another foul. Hargrove slowing down to 63, and we've seen these hitters have been honest, and I've talked to them about saying that those slow pitches, they can be even trickier to hit than those faster ones. And we saw a player for the Coyotes the other day prove that. 1-2 pitch. Oh, boy, that got a lot of the plate, but called a ball. Henry Lomax pitched an inning for the Coyotes, and he allowed 5 runs, came out the next inning, and just started throwing 49-mile-an-hour little lollipops, dropping him in there. And that got him through 3 innings, no earned runs, didn't allow a single hit. 2-2 pitch, that's a strikeout straight down the middle. So Lucas Sale might have been given another opportunity, but Hargrove puts another fastball in and gets his second strikeout of the day. Still 2 on, 1 out. Miles Jackson at second, Tyler Webster at first. Luke Gordon, the extra hitter. A chance to tie up this game or anything off the wall would likely give his team the lead with Webster's speed. First pitch to Gordon. Right down the middle for a strike. This is the kind of spot that Luke Gordon's thrived in, hitting .368 for the season. Over 12 games played, so decent sample size as well. Maybe the most impressive part of his stat line, on base percentage, leads this team with .586. He's drawn 9 walks to go along with his 7 hits. Now the 0-1. Driven out to right field, but caught by Baptista. So 2 straight reach, now 2 straight out. Owen Kavanaugh up. Hoping to get a 2-out base hit to tie up this game or give his team the lead. Kavanaugh on the year hitting a clean .300. 9 hits and 30 at-bats. 13 walks leads this team, puts him at a .523 on base percentage. First pitch in there for a ball. It's just so unbelievable that a team that's a league with so many different pitchers, so many different arm angles, you can see the variety, but to have an almost .500 on base percentage as a team just shows a relentless pressure from this offense. Also an ability to stay patient, second straight ball. Hargrove has allowed a leadoff hitter to reach the last 2 innings. He was able to prevent any runs from getting across in the first. His offense gave him the lead. That's why it's 1-0. And now in the second, trying to work his way out of a bigger jam. We'll see if Owen has the green light. 3-0. Ball 4. So 4-pitch walk to Owen Kavanaugh. Jaden Labit up with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Well, you wonder if Noah Hargrove felt comfortable pitching around Kavanaugh. Really deadly hitter to have hitting in the 9 spot in a lineup. And now in the 10 spot, Jaden Labit, the catcher, hitting .160 for the season, .241 on base percentage. Got to think Labit's extra motivated right now. The chill may have given him this moment. Now it's up to him to cash in. First pitch fouled. Labit with 4 hits on the year, 4 RBIs. From Rancho Mirage High School. On the ground to third. A step to the bag from Connor Freeze. And another clean inning for Noah Hargrove. He allowed 1 batter to reach in the first, got out of it clean. Then with the bases loaded, 2 outs, coaxes a weak grounder to third to get him out of another jam. Now his offense will try and add on in the bottom of 2. It's another inning of work for Braden Ayers. He's seeing his second inning on the hill for his second place squad. Set to face Brett Kosei, the first baseman for the Chill, leading off this inning. The Chill manufactured a run back in the first. First pitch to Kosei. Upstairs. Kosei on the season, a 182 hitter. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Kosei's played a lot of catcher this year. Playing first for the Chill this afternoon. 1-2. If you're just joining us, this is a game that has a lot of seeding implications. Bombers right now at the 2 seed in the PSCL. No chance of reaching 1. Count even at 2 apiece. The only way that they can drop to 3 is if they were to lose their last 3 games and the North Stars were to win their last 3. But any win for the Bombers or loss for the North Stars means they will have the 2 seed. That is obviously the likely result. 3-2 pitch to Kosei on the way. For the Chill, this is a much more consequential game. They're in the 4 seed, and there are 2 teams that are 1 game back in the win column. Payoff pitch to Kosei, popped it up. Mask off for Jaden Labit, and he makes the play for out 1. So the Chill more so avoiding to move down. They have a chance to drop all the way to the 6th seed, but maybe the big thing for them is that if they win, that put them 1 back of the North Stars, and the Chill play the North Stars tomorrow. So they control their own destiny on getting up to 3. They've had a rough end of the season, losing 3 of their last 4, but it's not how you start or even how you do in the middle. It's how you finish, and the Chill are trying to earn some momentum as they get set for the playoffs. 9 teams in the PSCL, 8 teams make the playoffs. First pitch to Connor Freeze, a high fly ball. Labit trying to track it down. Or pardon me, out in third base. That's Owen Cavanaugh making the play. Now with 2 down, nobody on. Devin Baker, the extra hitter, hitting in the 8th spot. We'll see his first at-bat. Baker's had 20 at-bats through 12 games, hitting a clean .450. And here is the first pitch to Baker. Swing and a miss. Oh, 1 off the outside, count even. Baker on top of those 9 hits, also an additional 4 walks for good for a .560 on base percentage. 1-1 pitch driven on the ground to second. Lucas Sale to Milo, and the inning is over. Clean inning for Braden Ayers. Noah Hargrove back on the hill for the Chill. Noah Hargrove out there for his third inning of work against this talented Bombers offense. Now, Hargrove has that nifty sidearm delivery that got him through damaged but unscathed against the Bombers their first time through. And this is going to be extra interesting because Carter Upmeyer is already 1 for 1, seeing his second at-bat. It's going to be really fun to see how this Bomber team adjusts as they get another chance at this unique pitcher. Hargrove has been able to unleash a high 70s on the fastball. He has a secondary pitch that we're calling a slider. And you got to think with the horizontal movement that's already put on his arm slot, having a slider as well, that is going to really get away from these Bomber pitchers, or pardon me, batters. But we know if there's anything that the Bombers are the best at in the league, it's taking pitches. Them and the Chill, both two of the best at it. It's kind of a trend that we've seen across the entire league as the season's gone on. These batters are making these pitchers throw strikes. First pitch, Powell. That was a strike straight down the middle, and that was the slider as we're identifying it. Now the 0-1, 58 on the outside for Noah Hargrove. Upmeyer got a base hit against him last time. Takes the heat on the outside. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, again, way off the plate. Like we said, Upmeyer 1 for 1 on the day. Gets aboard at a 6:04 clip. Got to think he'll be playing in the All-Star game on July 4th. 2-2 gets the call. Strike 3. Perfectly placed on the outside. Strikeout number 3 on the day for Noah Hargrove. He gets the talented Carter Upmeyer looking. Still just one out for Jace McGowan. Flew out to left last time up. During that at-bat, Carter Upmeyer reached second on a wild pitch, and we've seen a lot of pitches get away from Hargrove. Skied in the air out to center field. Washington still back on it, but short of the track. He will put it away for out 2. Owen Hill, a ground-out victim in the first, now up here in the third. You got to think the Bombers would love to just get some ducks on the pond so they can keep putting that pressure on Hargrove. We saw that Hargrove is thrown over quite a bit whenever guys have gotten on base, and the Bombers got him all loaded up. But a semi-intentional walk to Owen Kavanaugh meant the bases were loaded for Jaden Labit. Ground ball to third, ended the inning. But with the amount of pitches that are just not competitive, Bombers would love to get one on and start taking advantage of that on the base pass. In the meantime, 1-1, 78 on the outside. Leaned back on it, popped it into first. Anthony Milo completes a clean inning for Noah Hargrove. So the top of the order for the Bombers has put some pressure on Hargrove. The middle did their damage. But now as the top of the order came back up for their second time, it was 1-2-3 for the Chills hurler. It's the catcher, Brock Robb, leading things off for the Chill here in the top or bottom of the third inning. Vince Hesper, glad you're with us here. We've got a really fun game between the fourth place Chill and the second place Bombers here in this 9-team league. Robb is a new addition for this Chill team, spent time with a different team in the PSCL. Sometimes the need for pitchers and the need for opportunities really make sure all these guys are playing consistently leads to some swaps. Robb looking for his first base hit as a member of the Chill. He's ahead 2-0. Now 2-1. The Chill lead 1-0. Back in the first, Matt Rodania had a 2-out double. Luke McCarty drove him in on an infield single after McCarty reached third on a wild pitch. Two straight strikes, make it a 2-2 count to Robb. Way inside, count runs full. Here's the payoff pitch. Swing at a miss. Down goes Robb. It's a strikeout for Braden Ayers to start the inning. Now at the bottom of the lineup, Adano Baptista, playing right field for the Chill today. Baptista, a .280 hitter on the season. You can call him the secondary leadoff guy with that .357 on base percentage. This league is built on getting guys experience, and that doesn't just come from getting a bat in your hands, but also different situations, different spots in the order as well. 1-0 pitch from Ayers. Off the plate, ball 2. Second straight Chill batter to reach that 2-0 count. Ayers got his second strikeout of the game against Robb. Now a swing and a miss from Baptista. Got him to chase upstairs with 78. Hitter's count for Adano. They'll say he didn't go. The 3-1 pitch is up high, and Baptista reaches safely. A man aboard with 1 out as the lineup turns over for Cameron Washington. Washington struck out looking to start the Chill's first attack on offense. Sure, that's how I'll phrase it. He struck out last time up. Now he drives this one deep into the gap in right field. Tough play, and it's down and off the wall. Baptista's on the move into third. They're going to keep him there, and it's a 1-out double for Cam Washington. Baptista had to hold up between first and second to make sure that ball was going to get down. Otherwise, he would have been home safely. But better be safe than sorry. 2 on, both in scores position. 1 out for Indio Pavio Picot. Picot could definitely be 1 for 1, but he was robbed by Braden Ayers. Ayers deflected the ball out of the air, then caught it over his head off of a bounce to make a on-the-run throw to first. Well, both pitcher and batter have called timeout. And after a short delay, we're ready to roll. Biggest spot in the game so far. The first pitch from Braden Ayers to Indio Pavio. Picotte swinging a foul. Picotte, a .240 hitter for the season. Trying to get this one in play. He has 6 strikeouts on the year. 0-1 pitch. Skied out of the ballpark, foul. Ayers has 16 strikeouts in 14 innings. Already 2 strikeouts on the day already. Puts him at 18 total. Pavio Picotte trying to put bat to ball, down 0-2. In the dirt, nice stop by Jaden Labit. Daniel Baptista is at third. Cameron Washington is at second. One, two. Hoop. Pavio Picotte chased on the outside with the off-speed pitch. But got a bat on it, and the at-bat continues. Runners at second and third. 2 down in the inning. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Braden Ayers to Indio Pavio Picotte. Fouled again. Infield in for the Bombers, particularly on the corners. 1-2. 2-2, it bounces away. Coming home is Baptista. He will score. It is a 2-0 game. Wild pitch brings Baptista home. Washington advances to third. And the count now 2-2 to Indio Pavio Picotte. Two-nothing game. Still a chance for Indio to add on. 2-2 pitch. Skied in the air, out to right field. He'll bounce out of the ballpark. Long at bat. And all these foul balls have been out to right. Pavio Picotte was able to catch up to 81 on the outside. Maybe the fastest pitch that Ayers has thrown today. We'll do it again, 2-2. Up the middle for a base hit. Pavio Picotte wins the duel. Washington scores. It's a 3-0 game. Picotte just kept on fouling pitches over and over again until eventually he got one he liked. That 2-2 pitch was well beneath the zone, but went down and got it, drove it into center, and got an RBI. Matt Rodania had a double last time up. First pitch on the inside for a ball. Ooh, and Ayers is kind of giving it to the home plate umpire a little frustrated with that call. TrackMan shows it's off the plate. Now 2-0. Check on first. Pavio Picotte back safely. Pavio Picotte has 8 stolen bases on the year, has yet to be caught stealing. We'll see if he's on the move in a 2-0 count. Stays put. Quick pitch, fouled. Going to be tough for Pavio Picot to take off for second if Ayers is going to have a release that quickly. Also, as a left-handed pitcher, able to keep a good eye at first. 2-0, skied in the air, foul. We mentioned Rodania got that 2-out double in the first, ultimately came around to score the first run of this game for the Chill. Bombers came in with a 9-game winning streak. Still a lot of innings to play with, but they got to get out of this one. Hard hit foul, 94 off the bat of Rodania. Chill come in at 8-9 on the season, or 8-7 on the season, pardon me, 4 seed in the PSCL. And they're going to make poor Tyler Webster get that ball. It's all the way down in the corner by the foul pole, and now he'll jog to get it. And he'll begin the long journey back. And now we're ready to play ball. 2-2 pitch. Grounded over to second. This could be a double play. Flip to second, over to first in time, and the inning is over. The Chill leave one stranded, but they score 2 in the inning. One off a wild pitch, one off a base hit up the middle from Indio Pavio Picot. The Bombers will try to respond in the top of 4. It's the top of 4 here in Palm Springs Stadium. The Chill lead 3-0 after a 2-run bottom of the third. And now the second place Bombers hoping to respond. Anthony Milo set to lead things off. First pitch he sees from the sidewinder. Noah Hargrove on the inside is a ball. It's been pretty much 2 pitches for Noah Hargrove. The fastball and what we're calling a slider. Foul ball. But as I say that was a pitch I don't think we've seen before from Hargrove. You're putting it as a slider still. All right. A little different movement-wise. Still coaxed a swing. And there's a ball. 1-1 count. Or 2-1, pardon me. Anthony Milo in a hitter's count to lead off the 4th inning. Struck out back in the first. That was with Carter Upmeyer at third. Big swing fouled back the other way. So a new ball for Noah Hargrove. Payoff pitch to Milo. Ground ball to third. Freeze to first. Pulled off the bag, but the tag is applied. Quick reaction time from Brett Kosei at first. That's a big first out for Hargrove to get. Miles Jackson now seeing his second at-bat. Hitting .208, gets aboard at a 4.12 clip, thanks to 8 walks and a hit by pitch. .59 miles per hour at the bottom of the zone for Noah Hargrove. Jackson had a base hit last time up and stole a base. Into right field, but straight at Adano Baptista for out number 2. So now it's Tyler Webster with nobody on, 2 out. He was hit by a pitch in the second. That was first and second with nobody out. That's the big threat that the Bombers had against Noah Hargrove. First pitch low, 57. But with 2 on, nobody out, Lucas Sales struck out, Luke Gordon flew out, and with a talented Owen Kavanaugh up, a 4-pitch, likely intentional walk brought up Jaden Labit with the bases loaded, and a G5 ended the threat. .2-0 pitch to Webster. Pokes it up the middle. Tough play. Ranging over is Indio Picot, who makes the play to end the inning. Another clean inning for Noah Hargrove. Got in some trouble in the early goings, but now 6 straight retired. The Chill offense, fresh off a 2-run inning, will get to work in the bottom of 4. Braden Ayers back out there for the Bombers. First pitch up high to Luke McCarty. The Chill scored 2 runs last inning. Baptista got a walk with 1 out. Then Cam Washington drilled a double. That's another ball. So with runners at second and third, a wild pitch brought Baptista in, advanced Washington to third, and that made it so the Indio Pavio Picot shot up the middle. Made it a 2-run inning. Matt Rodania ground into a double play to end the threat. 3 straight balls to McCarty. But Ayers has been kind of frustrated with the strike zone, particularly last inning, but really throughout the entirety of this game. He's been close, but it's been the right call for the most part. 3-0 pitch, straight down the middle at 67. McCarty has got the RBI in the first inning. That gave the Chill an early lead. Skied foul. 3-0 to 3-2. Crazy how quickly this stuff flips. You kind of understand the argument of why some guys swing 3-0, because you wind up in a spot like this. You take a first pitch, and then you foul one away, and all of a sudden it's a brand new at-bat. McCarty trying to get aboard for the second time today. Payoff pitch, swing and a miss. Third strikeout of the day for Braden Ayers, battling his way back in a fun at-bat. That'll bring up Everett Babcock, the DH. Ooh, got him to chase, blown away. Fun lefty-on-lefty duel going on. Second pitch up high. It's 78, no chase. You can just feel an extra injection of urgency into this Chill team today. 2-1. They're coming off a rough 7-run loss to the last-place Bootleggers. But the Bootleggers have quietly been a sneaky good team as of late. They played in Game 1 against the first-place Lumberjacks. Now, you expected a blowout, but it was a tie game going into the 6th, 2 apiece. Before the Lumberjacks scored 2, closed it out, got the save, won it, and they'll stay in first place. They clinch first with that win. 2-1 pitch, tap foul, count even. But the Bootleggers had multiple opportunities with runners at second and third and one out, and they came up empty in both of them. That's what makes these upcoming playoffs so exciting. One game means anybody can take it. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Second straight strikeout of the inning for Braden Ayers, his 4th of the game. Brett Kosei now up with 2 outs. Kosei's had a couple of defensive highlights at first in this game. Usually plays at catcher, popped out to the catcher, Jaden Labit, last time up. Foul by us. Second pitch, swing and a miss. Had him ahead of 68. Kosei down 0-2. 1-2 now. Went with the heat inside, but it evens the count. We'll see what Ayers gives him. 2-2. Again, challenged him inside, fouled back by us again. Got him. It's a clean inning for Braden Ayers. 3 straight strikeouts as 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Chill go down. The Bombers down 3. Lucas Sale set to lead things off. It's Lucas Sale leading things off for the Bombers. They're down 3-0. First pitch in the top of 5. Outside for a ball. Noah Hargrove back on the hill. The Sidewinder has only gotten better as the game has gone along, which is kind of unusual. Ooh, way in, almost hit him. A lot of times you have that unique release, you can kind of flummox guys first time through the order, but that was when the Bombers had their biggest threats. They had a runner at third with 2 outs in the first inning. Then they got the bases loaded, 2 outs in the second. But in the third and fourth, as guys have seen their second at-bat, it's been 6 straight outs recorded. Fly ball out to right field. Long run for Baptista. He will watch it bounce out of the building. And Sale will have to find his way back to the batter's box. Sale struck out looking back in the second. That was after the first 2 reached safely. 2-1, shot into left field, drifting foul. Pitch him up and in. It got him on the hands, got him to chase, 2-2. Slow roller, foul. First baseline this time. A lot of times you can start to see the top teams, the top offenses in this league start to hone in on these pitchers as the game goes along. Haven't seen that just yet for Noah Hargrove. Lucas Sale trying to change it. That pitch was foul. It'll stay 2-2. Such a fun time of year. Baseball season in full swing. Summer weather opening up, but also a fun time for basketball fans, too. Get to see some crazy moves across the NBA. We just had another crazy one for people who care. 2-2 pitch. Oh, very close. Instead, full. Right at the bottom of the zone. But for anyone who follows basketball, Kawhi Leonard for the Clippers on the move. Now back to the Raptors where he won a championship. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Fun battle between Lucas Sale and Noah Hargrove, but Sale gets the better of him and reaches safely as the leadoff runner. Both of those pitches, both the 2-2 and the 3-2, could have been called for strike 3, but they were just off the plate. And you could tell Hargrove wanted that last one. Pitched 80 on that payoff pitch. Luke Gordon will try and keep things rolling. That one did get the outside for a strike. Gordon's hitting 8, but he has an argument at being the best hitter on this squad, with that .586 on base percentage to go along with a .367 average. He's got 7 hits and 19 at-bats. Wave and a miss, down 0-2. Of those 7 hits, 3 have been doubles. Has the contact ability, has the discipline, has the power. Complete hitter, down 0-2. Stays alive. Gordon flew out in the second. Again, that was with 2 men on. Part of what helped Noah Hargrove get out of that jam he was in the second inning. 0-2, skied in the air, out to center field. Adanel Baptista comes in from right to get the first out of the inning. That brings up Owen Kavanaugh. He was walked on 4 pitches. We suspect it was intentional. That was with runners at first and second. And usually you're not used to seeing them load up the bases for someone. But Cavanaugh has been a 300 hitter for the season. Great on base work as well. And so whether it was intentional or not, Cavanaugh reached safely. And the catcher, Jaden Labit, had an opportunity with the bases loaded, ultimately grounded out. Here's the 1-0 pitch, way inside. Nice play by Brock Robb behind there at catcher to keep that one from getting away. (2-0). In tight 3-0. Cavanaugh has a really fun statistical profile. In this league, it's not uncommon to see guys have an on-base percentage that's a higher than their slugging, especially with how much small ball is being played here. But this is a chasm. 5.23 on base, 3.67 slug. And it's a 4-pitch walk to Owen Cavanaugh. He's seen 8 pitches in this game. All 8 have been for balls. And now again, it's Jaden Labit in a pressure spot with men in scoring position. This time just 1 out. Hargrove would love a double play to prevent Carter Uppmeyer from getting an at-bat. Double play depth for the infield. First pitch from Hargrove. Straight down the middle with the slider for a strike. Labit 0 for 1, hitting in the 10 spot in this order. Carter Uppmeyer, one of the best leadoff hitters in the league, due up next. Labit a little late on that slider, now down 0-2. Hargrove just attacking Labit, pumping in the strikes against him. So after a look to second, here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, he got him. Second out of the inning for the Bombers, and here comes Carter Uppmeyer. He led off this game with a base hit, was left stranded, then struck out looking in the third. His team down 3-0, a chance to respond. Hargrove has danced his way out of trouble in numerous innings today. 1 out away from doing it again, but it's the toughest out to get. Uppmeyer sporting that on-base percentage over 600. 17 hits on the season through 36 at-bats, hitting right around 500. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Low with the fastball, 2-0. And McGowan right behind Uppmeyer hitting .424. So it's not like Hargrove would feel great if he walked him. We'll see if Uppmeyer swings big. 2-0 pitch. Straight up the middle. That'll drop in for a base hit. Uppmeyer reaches safely. Runner coming home. There might be a play, but it bounces away and the run will score. Lucas Sale cuts into the deficit. Carter Uppmeyer drove him in. And boy, it sure looked like that would have been an easy tag had it been handled by Brock Robb. Kind of seemed like he tried to stop it with the chest protector a bit, keep it in front of him. But could not anticipate the hop. The run will score, and the inning continues for the Bombers. McGowan 0 for 2 is flown out to left and center. 4.24 hitter coming in. 14 hits on the year, 7 for extra bases. 1-0 inside. Called a ball, didn't have to be. Upmeyer swung big up 2-0 last at bat. We'll see what McGowan does. Swinging a foul. McGowan with 11 RBIs on the season. That's third. His team down 3-1. But one run is already scored in the inning. A chance to add on. 2-1. Wave and a miss. Had him ahead of the off-speed pitch. Two-two pitch from Hargrove. Called strike three. He got him. McGowan goes down looking, but not before the Bombers scatch one across. The lead is down to 2 for the Chill, but their offense will try and add on in the bottom of 5. Braden Ayers pitched 4 innings for the Bombers, allowed 3 runs to the Chill, and he now gives the ball to Julian Ferreira. Ferreira on the season, ERA of 15. He's only pitched 5 1/3 innings. Ironically, a 2-0 on the season as well. The first pitch to Connor Freeze. A ball at 79. Second pitch up high. Big swing from Freeze. Comes up empty. 81 right down the middle of the plate. So fun to see the juxtaposition between the pitchers. Ferreira challenging guys. 2-2 with 82 on the lower outside part of the plate. Now on the other side, Noah Hargrove for the Chill. I mean, he's pitched less than 60 miles an hour at times. 2-2 up high, count runs full. And for the Chill, obviously glad to have a 3-1 lead. They allowed just 1 in the top of 5, but it definitely could have been more. 3-2 swing and a miss. Might have been deflected into the glove of Jaden Labit. Either way, first strikeout of the day for Julian Ferreira. And that'll bring up Devin Baker with 1 out. Baker, the extra hitter, grounded out to second last time up. First pitch, oof, got him. Youch, 84. Maybe the fastest pitch that we've seen today from any pitcher. And it seemed like that got Baker somewhere on his side. You hope it's not his hand. So many fragile bones in there. But he's on his way to first. Batting gloves come off. Seems like he's all good to run. And with 1 runner on, it'll be Brock Robb batting for the Chill. Robb playing in his 3rd game as a member of the Chill. New addition. Runner on the move, first pitch. Throw down to second. Up high. It gets into, doesn't get into center. My mistake. Carter Upmeyer raced in from that shortstop position. But a runner in scores position either way. Devin Baker gets to second. Robb looking for his first hit as a member of the Chill. This would also be his first RBI in all likelihood. 0-1 pitches low, 1-1. Outside 2-1. Nothing but heat so far from Julian Ferreira, pitching low to mid 80s. Ooh, look over at second. Baker was off second by a pretty decent amount, but so was Lucas Sale, the second baseman. Now the attention turns back to Brock Robb. 2-1 pitch to the Chill catcher. Great pitch at the bottom. Count even at 2. Ferreira just daring these guys to catch up to his pitches. Let's see if he sticks with the heat. 2-2. Off-speed pitch on the inside. Ooh, can't get the call. 72 with a slider, it seems. He might have got that corner, but instead the count runs full. Ferreira has his pitch. 3-2 swing and a miss. 83 dead red, and Robb comes up empty. 2 down in the inning for Adano Baptista, who's 2 for 2. Drew a walk his last time up, came around to score. And he has a chance to drive in Devin Baker from second and extend this lead. 2-run lead to the Bombers is nothing to be feeling comfortable about if you're the Chill. This would be a big win for them if they could hang on. 8-7 overall. This would put them 1 game back of the North Stars in the 3 seed, who they play tomorrow. The first pitch to Baptista. Outside for a strike. Well, we were wondering when Ferreira was going to start going with the off-speed pitches, and we've seen him back-to-back times now. 64 on that terrific pitch, just clipped the outside. Another check on second. Baker scampers back. Baptista drew a walk with 1 out in the 3rd. Oh, 1 pitch. Outside 1-1. Back to the heat. 1-1 is low, 2-1 now. The Bombers in the middle of a 9-game win streak. They're down 2 runs, hoping to keep it at 2. 2-1 pitch. Oh, just high. 3-1 now. Boy, Ferreira has not been getting the calls that he might be entitled to. But they've all been very close. Tough to judge. A hitter's count to Baptista. Swing and a miss. Nope, got to get back there, Ferreira. That's 3-2 now. Happens to the best of us. And now he's got to recompose. Right now it's funny, but I'm sure that Ferreira is going to be awful bothered if he goes from walking off the mound to allowing a base hit and a run. And now he needs a timeout. Devin Baker got hit by a pitch with 1 out, stole second. Here's the payoff pitch to Baptista, swing and a miss. And now Ferreira can jog off the mound after officially securing the strikeout. Comes into the inning, strikes out 3 after a hit by pitch. And this stays a 2-run lead for the Chill. The Bombers will try and bite back in the top of 6. Noah Hargrove is in line for the win right now for the Chill. His team leads 3-1. And his manager, Zach Phillips, is going to give him the 6th inning. Hargrove has gotten into trouble in 3 of the 5 innings he's pitched in. The other 2 were perfect 1, 2, 3. And we'll see what the Bombers' offense has in store for him in the top of 6. Owen Hall leading things off. Or that's Hill, pardon me. Ground out to second in the first, popped out to first in the third. And we've spoken to the on-base prowess for the Bombers. They've definitely gotten a board against Hargrove. Just a matter of trying to get him in. That's what Carter Uppmeyer was able to do in the 5th. Uppmeyer had the base hit that scored Lucas Sale, who reached on a leadoff walk at the 5th inning. First pitch of ball to Hill. And after Luke Gordon flew out, Owen Cavanaugh walked for the 2nd time today. That meant 2 on, 1 out. Jaden Labit struck out, and Uppmeyer drilled one up the middle. It seemed like there might have been a play at home. Cam Washington delivered a decent throw from center, but Brock Robb just couldn't quite handle it cleanly. He was caught a little bit off guard by the bounce. That went off the guard. And that allowed to run the score for the Bombers. And 3 straight balls to open up Owen Hill. Hill has 11 hits on the season, 3 for extra bases, all 3 doubles. Clear take mode, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So Hill was clearly exhibiting that he had no interest in swinging at the 3-0 pitch, and it's still upstairs, close pitch. But a successful 3-0 take from Hill. He reaches safely to lead off the inning. And here's big Anthony Milo. 0 for 2 on the day. Struck out in the first, grounded out to third in the fourth. First pitch inside. Five straight balls from Noah Hargrove. And it got him. Make it 6 straight. That one the most costly. 2 on, nobody out. And the go-ahead run is at the plate, represented by Miles Jackson. So Zach Phillips is on his way out to talk to his pitcher. The question is, will he make a change? There wasn't anybody warming up for the chill, although that could be due to them having a position player come in to pitch. And we'll see what kind of move they make. Hargrove delivered 5 innings of 1-run ball against the number 1 offense in the league. If you're just joining us, this is a massive game for the Chill. They're at 8-7 on the year. Control their own destiny to getting the 3 seed, but could drop all the way to 6 if the end of the season doesn't go their way. Meeting a Joan, Hargrove back out there. And in the batter's box is Miles Jackson. A 208 hitter, gets aboard at a 4.12 clip. First pitch, swing and a miss. Got him to chase up high. Would have been the 7th straight ball, but Jackson was in swing mode. Another quick check on second. Hargrove has been willing to, I don't want to say sacrifice his dignity necessarily, but he's made a lot of looks over at second. 0-1 outside, slider at 67. Not out of the question for the Bombers to try a double steal. Owen Hill at second, Milo at first. They stay put for the 1-1 fouled. Well, neither one of these base runners have a stolen base on the year, so maybe unlikely that they take off here. Of course, in the PSCL, if I've learned anything, it's just you never know. 1-2 chopper foul. Tyler Webster on deck for the Bombers. A guy who's hitting .486. Called strike 3, ring him up. And it's a big first out for Noah Hargrove. And I think we're actually might see a pinch hitter here in this spot. We were expecting to see Tyler Webster, but that's Avery Humphrey with a bat in his hands. Humphrey through 32 plate appearances, 3 hits, 6 walks, and a hit by pitch for a 130 average, 3.12 on base percentage. And his skipper is giving him the opportunity for a moment. First pitch on the ground, this could be 2. Flipped to second, but it's bobbled and everybody's safe. Indio Pavio Picot, the shortstop, couldn't handle it. What likely would have ended the inning, instead loads up the bases. And up comes Lucas Sale. Sale hitting .172, drew a walk last time up. Swing and a miss. That is the first error of the game for either team. The defenses have been sure-handed to this point, but at the worst possible time, a mistake on the shortstop means that the Bombers, anything off the wall, and they can take the lead. Driven in the air, out to right field, long run, and fair ball! It's down in the corner. 1 run will score. Another close behind. Humphrey coming home for the lead. He is safe. The Bombers lead. The Bombers capitalize on the mistake. They drive 3 in. Lucas Sale, a 1-out triple. Owen Hill, Anthony Milo, Avery Humphrey all come around to score. And with just 1 out for Luke Gordon, a chance for the Bombers to keep on extending the lead. Gordon 0 for 2 has flown out to right both times up. Ground ball through for a base hit, and the lead will continue. Lucas Sale comes in to score an RBI single for Luke Gordon. In a game with such massive consequences for the Chill, they had the chance to rise to the moment. A double play would have ended the inning, but an error on Indio Pavio Picot kept it going. And then the very next at-bat, a triple from Lucas Sale, and all of a sudden the Chill's lead just evaporates. Still just 1 out. Luke Gordon at first. Owen Kavanaugh has drawn a walk both times up. Runner on the move, first pitch. Outside, no throw, a runner in scores position. And the energy in the Bombers' dugout has never been higher. Just takes 1 inning, 1 collection of guys to reach. It just brings so much energy into this squad, and they have found it. Another pitch inside, Kavanaugh up 2-0. He's now seen 10 pitches on the day, all 10 for balls. Look at second, they got him picked off. To third. Did they get him? They did not. And Luke Gordon finds his way at third. Wow. Indio Pavio Picot was chasing him down. Maybe continued the chase a little bit too long. Thought he could catch up to Gordon. And by the time he flipped it over to the third baseman, Connor Freeze, it was too little too late. Kavanaugh's first swing of the day. Two won the count to Owen Kavanaugh, runner at third. So here's the 2-2 from Hargrove. Shot into right field, dropping fast and down for a base hit. An RBI single from Owen Kavanaugh. He's reached safely all 3 times. Luke Gordon comes around to score. And this Bombers offense, struggling all day, unable to capitalize on the opportunity, has now scored 5 in the top of the 6th. Jaden Labit 0 for 2, ground out strikeout. And for Hargrove, this is going to put a damper on what was a really solid performance. Zach Phillips, the skipper, had what you could call his ace on the mound against the best offense in the league. And through 5 innings, he delivered. You could argue that through 6, he definitely could have. But a very costly error means that 5 runs have scored. And this is going to hurt for Hargrove's ERA as well, because obviously there can't be an error on a double play. So one of those runs will be unearned, but 4 earned runs stuck to the ledger. Add in the 5th from the previous run he allowed a previous inning, and what has been a really decent showing is going to wind up looking like a rough outing. Nothing left to do but finish and give the offense a chance. Runner on the move, 3-1, inside, ball 4. Labit reaches safely his first time of the day. Owen Kavanaugh, who was running on the pitch, is at second. And now here's the change. Noah Hargrove will leave the hill. Obviously frustrated, but at least can be secure in the knowledge that this was a decent outing for him. Throws his glove into the dugout. And he will head down to watch how this game will close out. A line for the loss after entering this inning, in line for the win. And a pitching change coming up for the Chill. We'll tell you all about it after a short break. Gale Martinez is the new pitcher on the mound for the Chill, and he comes into a firestorm. The Bombers have already scored 5 runs in the top of the 6th inning. They've got runners at first and second, and Carter Upmeyer, maybe the best pure hitter in the entire league, is coming up. Upmeyer is 2 for 3 on the day, had an RBI in last inning. That was the first run that the Bombers scored. They came into this inning down 1-3. And the original starter, Noah Hargrove, had a chance to get out of the inning with a custom-made double play ball, but the flip could not be handled by the shortstop, Indio Pavio Picot, and went down as an E6. The inning continued, and the Bombers seized the moment. The 1-0 pitch to Carter Upmeyer inside for a ball. It's 2-0. That's 82 from Gale Martinez. Martinez has pitched 19 innings, 4.74 ERA, 3 straight balls to Uppmeyer. Has 21 strikeouts as well across those 19 innings. 14 walks. We'll see if Uppmeyer has the green light. He takes outside a 4-pitch walk. The bases are loaded. Jace McGowan 0 for 3 on the day. Pair of flyouts and a punch-out. And he's had some opportunities to break this game open. Last inning he came up with 2 men on, but struck out looking. That maintained the lead for the Chill. And now with his team leading by 3 runs, a chance to deliver what could be a knockout punch. First pitch, bottom of the zone, strike 1. A rare, rough performance from Jace McGowan, hitting over 400 on the season. Takes the second pitch up high. Half of his hits have been for extra bases. A great dose of power to this really disciplined lineup that entered today with a .490 on-base percentage. They kept knocking at the door, and now they've broken through. 1-1 into left field. Rodania camped under it. No, it bounces in front of him. The throw to third. Is it in time? It is not, and a run will score. I thought they might have had that force out at third, but it dropped in front of the left fielder, Matt Rodania. Couldn't make the throw in time. And Jace McGowan gets an RBI single. The Bombers, despite having a 10-man at bat, have officially batted around. And now the bases are still loaded. Here's Owen Hill. Takes off the outside. And that's another earned run that's going to be charged to Noah Hargrove. 7 runs have scored for the Bombers. 6 are going to be on Hargrove's ledger. The run at third also belongs to him. One bounces away, wild pitch, another run will score. Jaden Labit touches home. The lead is up to 5 for the Bombers. It is a 7-run inning. Two one to Hill. 2-2 now. Well, for the Chill, if it's any consolation, they have the top of their order coming up. But they have 6 outs to work with to try and score right now 5 runs. And they're left to hope and pray that it stays at 5 with runners at second and third, 1 out. 2-2 pitch to Hill. Ooh, very close, but a ball. This was the biggest game of the season for the Chill. It still is. They've used their best 2 pitchers. And now Gail Martinez having trouble finding the strike zone. Payoff pitch on the way from Martinez. Hill trying to keep the momentum going. Up the middle for a base hit. One run is in. Another on their way home. And the tag is applied after a little dance for a second out. But it will go down as an RBI single for Owen Hill. Upmeyer, the one who scored the run. Labit was on his way home, but a good throw got him. Lined into right field, coming in as Baptista. It bounces in front of him, and the inning continues. Anthony Milo sees his first hit of the game. Second time he's reached safely after being hit by a pitch earlier in this inning. Miles Jackson now the center fielder. Struck out looking in this inning. Bouncer to third, over to first, and mercifully, the inning will end. But what an inning it was. The Bombers came in down 2 runs. They leave up 6. Top of the Chill order got to be just stunned right now. They're going to try and recollect and respond in the bottom of the 6th inning. An 8-run top of the 6th means that the Bombers lead 9-3 over the Chill. Owen Hill drove in the last run of that inning, and Hill is now on the hill for the Bombers. For the season, Hill has pitched 7 1/3 inning, has allowed 3 total runs for a 3.68 ERA. And for the Chill, they led 3-0 in this contest. Still 3-1 after the Bombers scored 1 in the 5th. But now just an 8-run inning where the Bombers batted through their order has left them just hoping that they can try and do something similar. Not going to be easy against such a talented pitcher. But they will have the top of their lineup coming up. Cameron Washington had a hit all the way back in the 3rd. And he's set to see his 3rd at-bat of the day after striking out to start this game. The Bombers came in with a 9-game winning streak, and if this result holds, they will have officially clinched the 2 seed in the PSCL playoffs. It's a 9-team league, 8 teams make it. The Chill at 8-7, in danger of falling to 8-8, and that would tie them. Or there's 2 teams who are just 1 game back in the win department. Do we know the result on the turf field? And a quick mound meeting before we get going. So the Blue Sox won their game on the turf field today. And they took down the Haymakers. So that is good news for the Chill because the Haymakers are right behind them at 7-8. So the Chill should stay at the 4 seed for now, but a loss would all but eliminate their opportunity of taking the 3 seed. First pitch to Cameron Washington, taken for a ball on the outside at 85. It's Owen Hill on the mound for the Bombers. Ooh, second pitch way outside. And now 3 straight balls. Well, the Chill style of play is kind of similar to the Bombers. Just keep taking pitches, get into those advantageous counts. This seems like a pretty clear take mode for Cameron Washington. And he takes 83 straight down the middle. Just got to hope for some base runners at this point in the game. Down 6 runs, you have 6 outs to play with. And that's not a bad way to start. Washington reaches safely for the second time today as the leadoff runner. And up comes Indio Pavio Picard. Had a pair of defensive lapses in the last inning. There was a custom-made double play ball that would have ended the inning unscathed for the Bombers, but he couldn't handle the flip from his second baseman, Luke McCarty. That meant that he was not able to even touch second to get the 1 out, much less turn 2. Quick check on first, and it gets away. Washington on his way to second, and he is there safely. And that's the first error of the game that will go on the Bombers. The second play that didn't go Indio's way was the Chill had one of the Bombers caught in a rundown between second and third, and Pavio Picard thought he could apply the tag, and by then the runner had slid down. The flip was not there in time to third to apply the tag, and that kept it at 1 out. But a chance at redemption here. First pitch is low for ball 1. It's part of why we love this sport so much. Whenever you have a goof, there's a good chance that you have a chance to make up for it. Although Indio can't score 6 runs all by himself, he can just help his team keep on applying pressure. Nice pitch at the lower inside part of the plate at 84. Count even at 1. One pitch. Did he go? He did not. 2-1. Or he must have gone. 1-2. Sure enough, my mistake. Owen Hill allowed the leadoff walk and he committed an error. And he almost punched out Pavio Picard, but just got the bottom of the bat on it. Now, what do we have here? I guess the ump's just going to give Pavio Picard an extra second to compose himself. Obviously, the ump's biggest responsibility is calling the balls and strikes, but when a guy gets dinged up by a foul ball, always fun to see the creative ways that they will give that batter some time. So Pavio Picard back in the box. 1-2 pitch on the way, runner at second. One-two offering from Hill. Got him. Picard goes down looking, 1 down here in the 6th. Next up for the Chill, Matt Rodania grounded into a double play last time up. That was with the bases loaded. Or pardon me, runners at first and second. A run had already scored in that inning. Opened up with a strike, 0-1. Way outside, count even. Shot in the air, out to right, shallow right for Anthony Milo. Luke McCarty now, the cleanup hitter. Drove in the first run of this game way back in the first when the Chill took a 1-0 lead. Struck out in the fourth. The Chill still have another inning to work with here, but if they want to have any chance of coming back in this one, they got to get some runs in this inning. McCarty takes low. Washington was going to take off for third, but wisely headed back to second. Not worth taking that risk with 2 outs, especially when third is involved. McCarty was the one who jump-started that double play opportunity last inning. It was Avery Humphrey, the pinch hitter, who grounded it to him. But it went down as a E6. The inning continued. Ooh, another pitch way in. Both these teams will have 2 games left in their regular season before the playoffs start. Two-0 pitch. In there for a called strike, 2-1. Went with the slider, 73. Now here's the 2-1. Called strike. Hill trying to punch out McCarthy and end the inning. Cameron Washington sits at second. Here's the 2-2. High fly ball, foul. After this game, the Bombers will play the Coyotes and the Blue Sox. And the Chill will play the North Stars and the Bootleggers. Two-two pitch from Hill. Got him. Called strike 3 straight down the middle. And the Chill leave a runner in scores position. The Bombers lead by 6 runs. They're going to try and add on to that lead in the top of 7. Amari Quinn is the new pitcher on the hill for the Chill. His team is down 6 runs, and he's going to have the tough task of trying to shut down this Bombers offense on the heels of an 8-run 6th inning. The Bombers entered the 5th inning down 3-0. They manufactured themselves 1 run. And in the 6th inning, the dam broke open. They scored 8. They lead 9-3 here in the top of 7. Avery Humphrey had the big sequence in last inning. Grounded one to second. Could have been a double play, but instead reached on an E6, allowed the inning to continue. And that was when the floodgates really opened. A 3-run triple from Lucas Sale came the very next at-bat. Quinn's making his 4th appearance of the year. First pitch bounces in to Humphrey. Quinn has allowed 5 earned runs over those 3 innings of work. Seems like control has been the issue. 10 walks. But a high fly ball to Humphrey. Indio Picot waving everybody off to make the first out. Now it's Lucas Sale, the man who hit that triple to give his team the lead. And we thought that triple would be the big game-defying play. I guess it was. But that gave his team a 4-3 lead. And you thought, all right, can the Chill respond? They only need 1 run, but all of a sudden, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 straight reached safely for the Bombers after that triple. 1-0 pitch comes into Sale. 2-0 now. 70-mile-an-hour slider from Amari Quinn. Quinn finished up his senior year at Xavier University of Louisiana. Shot to second and off the knee of Pavio Picot. Yeah, one of those awkward bounces on the infield. Picot couldn't track it down. He paid a physical price for it. Now with a man on, it's Luke Gordon, the extra hitter. Had an RBI single in the 6th. That was when the train was really rolling along. Drove in Gordon from third. And ultimately came around to score a run. He stole a base last inning, and they had him caught in a rundown, but he was able to navigate away from Pavio Picot, forced a late throw, and got there safely for another stolen base. And now he calls time after the long wait. The playoffs start on May 5th. There'll be 4 games that day. First pitch, a strike. Then, of course, 2 games the next day, and then the championship game on the 7th. Quinn, another check to first, and the throw gets away. He tried to sidearm it, and he shot it on the ground. Really no chance for Brett Kose there. That's an E1. So Sale reaches on the E6, gets over to second base on the E1. And a runner in scores position for Luke Gordon. I'm fired up for that game, that championship game on the 7th. The way our broadcast schedule works is you put down, 2 games in a day, so the 2 announcers are listed as play-by-play and production, swing and a miss 0-2. And so usually just kind of figure out one of the guys takes one game, then they produce it, and the other person takes the other game. But there's only 1 game that day, and both myself and my friend Sam are listed as announcing it, so we got to figure out who's going to get to call the big championship. I guess the real case is who's going to win the fight between us in the parking lot. 0-2 wave and a miss. Strikeout for Amari Quinn. That was Luke Gordon, went down swinging. I guess if it does come down to a verbal argument, my name is listed first on the calendar, so that can be my argument to the court. But it's going to be fun either way. Going to be here for that championship game no matter what. It's been a long season, a fun season. You've seen the quality of play evolve. Bad time to make that comment. Owen Kavanaugh hit by a pitch. He's reached safely all 4 times at net bat. But some of the first few games, a lot more wild pitches. But the guys started to settle in. They started to play with some chemistry as a team. And you've really seen the quality of play get better as the league has gone along. And yes, the Bombers did capitalize on an error last inning, but you could tell that they were slowly working their way and figuring out Noah Hargrove, the starting pitcher for the Chill, who's going to get charged with the loss here, barring a 6-run inning from the Chill and a clean inning from Amari Quinn. But they had to keep putting bat to ball. They had these pitches figured out. They were starting to square them into the outfield. First pitch to Jaden Labit for a ball. Labit had one of the key sequences last inning. He was the last batter that Noah Hargrove, the starter, faced. And that walk he drew meant that Carter Uppmeyer could come up with men on. Quinn's been having trouble getting a slider to land. That one's well inside. It's 2-0. Now 3-0, way inside. The ball gets away. Both runners advance. So a wild pitch brings Owen Kavanaugh to second. Lucas Sale, who reached on an E6, heads to third. 2 outs in the inning. Haven't seen too many green lights. We'll see if Labit has one here. No surprise, takes it for a strike. 69 with the slider. Hasn't been the prettiest inning for Amari Quinn, but still just 1 out away from getting out of it unscathed. Hitters count for Labit. Off the plate, it's a 5-pitch walk, and they are loaded up for Carter Uppmeyer again. Uppmeyer has 2 hits for a walk, 1 strikeout looking. Has scored a run, has an RBI. Already a terrific showing, but a chance to just put an exclamation point on it. I believe if my math serves me correctly, a hit here would put him at hitting .500 for the season. Came in hitting in the 460s, 3 for 4. That would definitely tick up that average. But a great game no matter what. Bases loaded up. First pitch to Uppmeyer. Straight down the middle for a strike at 80. Up high, it gets away. Runner coming home. They will score. The first run of the game scores, or of the inning scores for the Bombers. Lucas Saylor reached on the E6, comes around to touch home. And everybody moves up 90 feet. Well, Amari Quinn was tapping his chest, so that'll go down as a wild pitch. Double-digit runs for the Bombers. They had no runs going into the 5th, 1 going into the 6th. Called strike. This would be extra frustrating for the Chill if the result stays exactly how it is, because last game was maybe their toughest loss of the year. They lost by the score of 10-3 to the last-place Bootleggers. Well, I guess they held the same score against the second-place team. But the only reason the Chill are frustrated is because they are a quality ball club. 1-2 fouled back. We'll do it again. Had a 5-game win streak in the middle of the season. Have taken it to some really tough teams. Even with this loss, they're still contenders to win it all. It's just amazing in this sport how the little things can have a big result. Here's the 1-0 pitch. 2-0 now. Nice stop by Brock Robb, preventing another pass ball. Two from Quinn to Upmeyer. Ground ball to short. Pavio Picot makes the play, and the inning will end. The Bombers score 1. They now lead by 7. 10-3 to score. 3 outs left for the Chill. Three outs left for the Chill. Sitting at 8-7 on the year. We're eyeing up an upset against the Bombers. But now the Bombers, who will clinch the second seed with a win here, are expected to move to a 10-game win streak. The throw from Labit back to Owen Hill of his second inning of work as well to the side. And he'll just kind of watch that one roll into center. But he's got his ball back. And a pinch hitter is on for the Chill. Everett Babcock, the designated hitter, was due to hit. It's a 2-0 count to Shane Flynn. Flynn hits it foul. Well, Flynn hitting .448 on the year. .690 slug, potential all-star. Had the day off today, but at this point in the game, he's going to get an at-bat. You're going to want him to be fresh for the game against the North Stars. 2-1, skied in the air, out to right field. Long run from McGowan. Oh, he will slide to avoid the fence. Love seeing the effort from these guys. Don't ever want it to result in an injury, though. I think it's fun, the sport of football. They say fight for every yard, but a lot of times you see those guys kind of have their careers shortened. So the modern strategy, I remember, cultivated by Tyler Lockett for the Seahawks, as soon as you catch the ball, someone's close, just go down and avoid getting hit. So they say go 100%, but the best ability is also availability. Maybe the real secret is to go as hard as you can, but avoid getting hurt. And that's exactly what Jace McGowan did in right field, so kudos to him. Two-two inside. Oof. Shane Flynn hit by the pitch. I'm sure the last thing he wanted coming into a game with a 7-run deficit, but the Chill were going to think about a comeback. That would be how they start, and instantly a pinch runner comes on. Indio Pavio Picot will be the pinch runner. Probably more of a courtesy runner, though. So Pavio Picot will get the steal if he decides to take off on any of these pitches. But if he comes around to score, the run will belong to Shane Flynn, is how we do it here. First pitch to Brett Kosei, low. Runner on the move, and that will go down as a wild pitch. So Indio Pavio Picot sits at second as the pinch runner for Shane Flynn. The Chill scored in the first inning to take a 1-0 lead. Called strike. I'll tell you what, I think we have another pinch hitter here. I should have seen that. Yeah, that's going to be Amari Quinn batting. We just saw him on the mound. Now here he is replacing Brett Kosei. He's ahead in the count 2-1. Quinn hitting .385 on the year. Here's Quinn in a 2-1 count. Nobody out. Fouled back. So the Chill got that 1-0 lead in the first. Some clean innings from Noah Hargrove. Danced around some threats. Had some clean innings as well. Chill then get two more in the third. They lead 3-0 going over to the fifth. And the Bombers are able to get one. So the Chill don't score. It's a 1-3 game going into the top of 6, and the Bombers score 8 runs. Quinn a foul. An unearned run was charged to Amari Quinn last inning. He was on the hill, and that makes it a 10-3 game. Now the 2-2 to Quinn. Did an offer, ball 3. Indio Pavio Picot at second, replacing Shane Flynn, who got hit by a pitch. Here's the payoff pitch to Quinn. Base hit through the left field side. Pavio Picot on his way to third. Quinn gets aboard. And there are runners at the corners with nobody out. Connor Freeze, the third baseman, 0 for 2. Pop out to third in the second. Struck out in the fourth. That strikeout came in the fifth, my mistake. So some pressure applied to Owen Hill, one of the better relief pitchers in the PSCL. Definitely has elite velocity. But if the Chill are going to lose this game, they're going to want to make it interesting and put some earned runs on Owen Hill's name. And now a balk is called. It seemed like Hill tried to go for some kind of quick pitch there, and it is going to backfire on him. A run will score. Amari Quinn now at second, and the run will score. It will be Indio Pavio Picot who touches home, but the run will be earned by Shane Flynn. 10-4 game. Hear you loud and clear. 0-2. Or no, off the plate 1-1. 84 miles an hour on that last pitch. Wonder how 10-4 originated as a walkie-talkie thing. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Now 2-1 to Freeze, 3-1. The 10-4 code, as it says on techwholesale.com, part of a larger set of 10 codes, each with a specific meaning. The origin of these codes traced to the 1930s. 3-1 pitch, and it's a 5-pitch walk. 3 straight have reached safely for the Chill. Connor Freeze now aboard. Amari Quinn at second. Up to bats Devin Baker. The Association of Public Safety Communication officials developed the 10 and 10-4. That refers to the category of codes that it's under, and the 4 stands for specific. So basically, I guess it's some kind of number system. Each number means a different thing. You combine the 10 and the 4, and I guess that means that you hear you loud and clear. 10-4 is still the score in this game, but right now, Owen Hill's having a lot of trouble finding the strike zone. This is a chance to be 10-5 or 10-6 or even more. Bombers trying to shut this one down instead of hit by pitch. The bases are loaded up. There is nobody out. Well, we'll see how much more rope that Owen Hill gets. Seems like not much. Skipper is out there for the Bombers. So if you're doing the math in your head, a salami would make it a 2-run game. But basically, they're 2 bloops and a blast away from a tie game. The Chill let this one get away from them. Bombers trying to avoid the same fate. And the question is, will we have a new pitcher? Trying to see the back of this young man's uniform here. Bombers locked in with a win or a North Stars loss the last 3 games of the year to the 2 seed. But they'd love to celebrate it today and not later on. Hill's still out there. First pitch to Brock Robb. Ooh, another ball. Robb has been throwing with a lot of heat. He's been getting it to the mid-80s consistently. But you got to think Robb's game plan is going to be to keep that bat on his shoulder. And now he's ahead 2-0. To Brock Robb. 3-0 now. Maybe the most automatic take mode I've seen this year. Robb is going to wait till Hill can throw a strike. And we'll see if he can. Nope. Ball 4. A run comes across. 10-5 now the score. Amari Quinn touches home. And they are still loaded up with nobody out for Daniel Baptista. Hill is still out there for the Bombers. Courtesy runner coming on to replace Brock Robb. That's Matt Rodania. Well, Rodania is due up in the 3 spot. This is 10 in the lineup, so there is an actual chance that there might need to be another replacement if Rodania needs to get an at-bat. But in the meantime, he's at first. And Daniel Baptista is in the batter's box. Drew a walk in the 3rd, came around to score, struck out in the 5th. And there's a strike. Ooh, didn't have to be either. That was inside. So a bases-loaded walk has made this a 10-5 game. 0-1 the count. Now it's 1-1. It's officially bloop and a blast territory for the Chill. Good take, up high, 2-1. 3-1, it's in the dirt. Stopped by Labit. Nobody warming up in the bullpen for the Bombers. They might, if they replace Hill, they might go with a position player. So here we go, 3-1 to Baptista. Top of the order is looming, led by Cameron Washington. Swing and a chopper foul. That was a strike at 84 on the inside. One of the better pitches that Hill has thrown so far in this inning. And somehow we are seeing a big-time pitch on the way here in the bottom of the seventh. This game felt like it was over. Owen Hill hoping it still is. The payoff pitch to a Daniel Baptista. Bouncer to third. Step to the plate, no throw, a run will score, but I think that the Bombers are more than okay. They will take the out for the run any day. Connor Freeze makes this a 10-6 game. Still bloop and a blast territory, but now the top of the order is up. Runners at first and second for Cameron Washington. First pitch inside. The tying run is in the on-deck circle. Up high, 2-0. And that was only 75 on that last pitch. Not his slider. 3-0 now, 84. And a balk is going to get called on Owen Hill. So that last pitch won't count as the consolation. Gets another try at 2-0. Swing and a miss. Washington got a base hit in the third, came around to score. Walked to lead off the sixth. And another strike. So the take strategy for the Chill might need to be adjusted. Owen Hill has refound the strike zone. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to third. Oh, but it's bobbled, but no panic for Anthony Milo, who steps on first to get the second out. The Chill are down to their last out of the game. Another run will score. Cameron Washington drives in, I believe, Brock Robb, the one who came home. Yep. Or the pinch runner for Brock Robb, rather. Chill down to their final out. The first pitch to Indio Pavio Picot, taken for a strike. This has not been Picot's finest showing, despite a base hit in the third and an RBI. But a chance to bring the tying run to the plate. And now the Chill are down to their last strike. The Bombers have stuck with Owen Hill on the mound. It's been an iffy game, but Hill is one pitch away from closing it out. Skips in. Let's keep playing ball. 2-2. Bouncer to the pitcher. Oh, and what a way to end this game. Pavio Picot tried to avoid the tag, instead went down the baseline, and Owen Hill escapes the inning. The Chills score 4 runs in the bottom of the 7th, but it is not enough. 10-7 your final score. The Bombers extend their win streak to 10, and they have now clinched the 2nd seed in the PSCL tournament. On the other side of things, the Chill dropped to 8-8. They still hold the 4 seed, but their ability to challenge the North Star for the 3 seed just got a lot worse. I'm Vince Hesbrick. Thanks for tuning into this game. This was a crazy one if there ever was one. A quick recap. It was a 3-0 Chill lead. Bombers got 1 in the top of 5 to make it a game, and then 8 runs in the 6th inning led to a lead that we thought would be insurmountable. They added another one to make it 10-3. But then 4 runs scored by the Chill got them back in the game. It was just not quite enough, and 10-4 is your final. Thanks a bunch for watching this contest with us. Vince Hesbrick wishing you a great rest of your day.